Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. I see you, Elaine. I see people jumping on now. Just want to say hello to the Sizewise group as we're joining on. Hi, Wanda. Well, it says Wanda, but I think it's Jaquana, right? Make sure. Okay. Hello. You guys, let me know if you can hear me. If you, as you're chiming on, just give me a yes or no. Okay. So maybe you cannot hear me. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, Elaine, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. Hi, Jaquana. How are you? Make sure. All right. I see Pamela. Hi, Pamela. And again, your controls are down there at the bottom. Bottom left is the mute and unmute button. And I'll just kind of wait till we got a few people coming on. And then once you are able to hear me and you've chimed in, you can go ahead and mute yourself if you like. So I'm excited. Today I'm going to demo a very satisfying smoothie. It is called the Foodmatters Superfood Smoothie. And it actually barely has any fruit in it. Barely any fruit. There's going to be one selection of fruit that we're going to talk about that, makes up the kind of the bulk of the smoothie, but it's an option. So, all right, I see you guys coming on.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Glad to see you. Glad to hear everyone. And for the allergy sufferers, I'm so sorry for you. I feel so bad. I don't, knock on wood, suffer from allergies, but my husband does, and I could just see it all the pollen piled up. So I'm so sorry if you have allergies and you're suffering from them. It doesn't make for a good, time of the year. All right. So, yeah, Pamela raised her hand. Good. She can hear. Good. Excellent. And as we go through this, you guys already know there's the chat box. As I'm doing the smoothie demo, I may not be able to answer all of your questions right away, but as you know, we want you to go ahead and enter any questions into the chat box as I share some of the ingredients that we're going to use. And of course, I'm going to share the recipe with you so that you can try it. I guarantee when you eat this particular smoothie that is very nutrient dense and full of energy, your energy, or full of nutrients, your energy will fly through the roof. Okay, so we're not talking about maybe just one time here and there, but maybe try it and see how you feel for the week. Okay, so I think some of the other participants are on the phone, and I will just try to speak out what I'm doing because obviously if you could see the visual or see me, then you'll be able to see the products that I'm using and also see the recipe. But I will be emailing you all the recipe after I'm done with the coaching session. Okay. Does anybody want to share how things are going with the workouts? Let's start with the workouts. Anyone?
I love it.
Oh, you do? Good. I'm glad that you love it. Go ahead.
This Miss Sally. I love it. I do it almost every day.
Good. They're really easy to follow, right? And it's a workout.
Very easy. Yes, it is.
Good. Now, Miss Sally, do you feel like you need more advanced workouts?
Well, they have some events there that I'm going like ahead. Like I'm doing like 30 minutes, really.
Good.
But it's good.
Good. Good. Anyone else have any comment on the workouts? Okay. All right. Well, good to know that they work. If you haven't been getting the workouts in, then now is the time to get started. It's what I think we're out of winter. So it's basically coming up to be the springtime. And we want to, once the pollen goes away, we want to make sure that you get outside to get your workouts as well. You can go to a park and load the workouts on your phone and just follow them there as well, which would be really nice before it gets too hot.
Mm-hmm.
And excellent. So Pamela says workouts are very good and challenging. Thank you, Pamela. Good. That just helps us to keep going. So if you were saying, if you guys had comments like, oh, they're too easy, or, then we would make sure that we give to you what you need so that you are successful in the program. Excellent. All right. So any questions? I'm going to start off with a few questions before I go forward. Any questions on anything, like in terms of the nutrition app, right? The VitaBot app with the meal plans or the shopping list. Does anyone have any questions on that?
No.
Okay. Good. All right. So, okay. How do I get this to go down? Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started then on this satisfying smoothie, which is something that I think a few of you had a request on. And if this goes well, I would love to do a lot more demonstrations in the kitchen just to show you how easy it is to put together your food. I don't want you to think it has to be this long recipe list. And I want you to feel confident in the kitchen so that you don't have to spend a lot of money out there on organic foods all the time or packaged, quote unquote healthy foods that are out there where they jack up the price. You can just use a few very basic ingredients and create a very balanced smoothie or even a balanced meal in general to be able to fit the profile of, we're doing low carb. We, for the most part, where our goal is to lose weight, and our goal, that's second. The first thing is to be healthy, okay, yeah. So, all right. So I'm going to get my stuff together and adjust my camera and tell my dog to stop, and then we'll get going. So just one moment.
I can't hear you.
Okay, now
The
how's
volume with that? Okay.
All right, yeah, sorry about that. So in order to be able to share everything, I just have my, the stuff that I have, I'll bring it over to you as we go through the recipe. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you the screen share of the recipe that we're doing. Okay, so I'm gonna go to here, and we're gonna share the screen. And I'll read it out for those of you that are on the phone. All right, and I've got a really cool thing to share with you about making almond milk. So basically, we're going over, this is what I'm gonna email to you. This is the Foodmatters Green Superfood Smoothie. Okay, and this recipe takes 2 to 3 glasses. Okay, and the first step, you don't have to do this. I'm going to give you some suggestion on this, but the first step is to make your own almond milk. And for those of you that have not done this before, it's really easy, but it does take a little bit of time. So we're going to soak a small handful of raw organic almonds overnight, and in the morning, you're going to throw them into a blender with 2 cups of water. Okay, so basically just exactly as it says, almonds in some water. And then in the morning, they're a little bit soft, so you blend it in a blender. And the next part is you're going to, once you blend it and you discard the water in the morning, you're gonna go ahead and strain, that's that last bullet point, strain the almond milk and discard the pulp, okay? So the way you do that, sorry about my dog, guys, I might have to put her in another place in just a second. A cheesecloth. Have you guys heard of a cheesecloth? I would rather use that, which is just like a mesh piece of material, and you just put the blended almond milk and you strain it. So basically you keep the liquids in there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to, let me go ahead and stop my dog again. So I'm so sorry about this. Hold on, we wanna make sure you can hear. Just one moment. Okay, so really quick, has anyone made almond milk before? Homemade almond milk? Say that again.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so that it's kind of the part that sounds like a lot of work is the, just because we're not familiar with it, is the cheesecloth. Okay, but I'm going to show you right now, for those of you that follow me, there's another way that you can do it. And you don't have to, you can make your own almond milk, and then I'll show you what I'm going to use for today. But basically, what I have here is just almond butter. This is like the cheap, really quick way to make almond milk. This is basically what almond milk is. So we're going to use just an almond butter, and I think I got this from probably Walmart. I've got a honey almond butter, okay? 2 tablespoons of almond butter, and 1 cup of water. I prefer, filtered or spring water. Put that in a blender, okay? And you're gonna blend until it's all blended together, nice and smooth, and you have almond milk. No kidding, no joke. That is the fastest way. If you don't wanna go buy an almond milk from the store, which a lot of times has additives and thickeners, they're not all horrible, but your basic, so like I've shown you first, the way to really make almond milk, using almonds, soak them overnight in some water, then you blend that, and then you send it through the cheesecloth. You strain it out to get the liquid. The second way is 2 tablespoons of almond butter. And again, and you can use 2 tablespoons of peanut butter and make peanut milk. A lot of people don't talk about peanut milk, but when you use it as a base in a smoothie, that's all it is. So in its very basic sense, 2 tablespoons of your nut butter, and then 1 cup of water. Blend it until it's blended. Now, a couple of things that you can add to that to give it, like how there's vanilla almond milk, you can just add vanilla extract to it. And then you get like more of a vanilla almond milk. So you guys, I would love for you to try it and let me know if you do, because like I said, I posted on Facebook one day, and like everyone was like, man, that really works, Michelle. So otherwise, we are talking about, oh, go ahead, question? No? Okay. All right, so then step 1, we have been talking about the base for this smoothie that I'm talking about and that I'm about to demonstrate, and the milk is first, okay? And then step 2 is the smoothie, right? How do you make the smoothie? Basically, just throw all the ingredients, just like any smoothie, into your blender. So let me show you the almond milk that I did buy. You've probably seen this in the store. So we've got, if it's backwards, sorry, it's a Califia. This is a vanilla almond milk, and the ingredients read almond milk, and their almond milk is water and almonds. Basically what I told you is how you make almond milk in the first place, right? Water and almonds. Mm-hmm. And they add some cane sugar. They add calcium carbonate, some natural flavors. They add sunflower lecithin, which is like a little bit of a thickener. They add a little bit of sea salt, in which you can add a little sea salt when you make your own almond milk if you like. They also add, these 2 are not harmful or horrible, but they're designed to keep this stable on the shelf for a little bit longer than a homemade natural almond milk. And so it has locust bean gum and gellan gum. And anytime you see those ingredients, the gums are designed to thicken it. So it's not like super watery, and to allow it to maintain stable on the shelves. Okay, and then once those ingredients pan out, like I get the thumbs up on the ingredients, there's no high fructose corn syrup or anything weird like that. You need to look at the sugars. And that's pretty much with everything that you buy. Always check the ingredients first. and then look at the sugars to make sure that you have like a single digit sugar, meaning 9 or less. So when I look at one serving of this almond milk, it's got 3 grams of sugar in it. So it's not necessarily unsweetened, which you can get unsweetened almond milk, but it's much lower than a lot of that sweetened almond milk that you find in the stores, which typically has anywhere from 15 to 18 grams of sugar for 8 ounces. Okay, so almond milk, we want, as we look at the recipe, it calls for, basically it calls for, let's see, well, this is gonna make two cups of, actually we want 1 cup of almond milk, okay? We're gonna do 1 cup of almond milk in our blender. And then before we go through, or as I go through and put the ingredients in my Vitamix, which this is, I will tell you, the kind of the king of all blenders is what I would say. The Vitamix is typically, it's sold usually at, like, you can get on Amazon, but I mean, usually you'll see the demonstrations at Costco or Sam's Club, but they range from probably about $300 to $400, maybe up to $500. It's not, I didn't start with this now. I started with an Oster blender. You also have your Ninja blenders. Those are great. And there's quite a few other ones that actually blend very, very well. I like the Vitamix because you can make, it just blends really nicely. You can make soups in the Vitamix. You can make, obviously, smoothies. I make a lot of salad dressings in my Vitamix, and it's pretty simple to operate. So I would say it is worth it. If you're looking for a blender, Vitamix is one, Ninja is another. I still use my NutriBullet, right? Those are typically single serve smoothies that you can make in your NutriBullet. So it's great for on the go. Okay, so questions, any questions? No, okay. So as we get going, I'm gonna go ahead and start by putting the cup of the almond milk in here. And there's basically a measurement. I'm gonna measure out for us. This tells you, okay, 1 cup. I'll probably put this, do the recipe in half, because as it said, I'm gonna drink it tonight too, by the way. Even though it's dinner time, I do like to have smoothies different times of the day, and this one especially because it's not as high in sugar like a lot of other smoothies that have a lot of fruit. Okay, so next, I'm gonna go ahead and put this over here. We got half of an avocado or 1 banana, or half of each. Okay, so how many of you can do a thumbs up or put in the chat box, have ever put avocado in your smoothie? It's a little different, right? A little different. I was skeptical of it. I need to get a knife, hold on.
You got no taste.
All right. Okay, so scoop this back so y'all can see. All right, I know you won't be able to see me do this. Well, you can actually right there. When you cut an avocado, and I just want to show you, you guys might know how to do it, but I always cut down the middle. Okay, I'm cutting just around the lengthwise of it. Okay, and then I twist it open, and then you just basically have the pit on one side, and then I have the other half of the avocado ready to be scooped out. So I'm going to go ahead and do half of this avocado, and basically just pop it right there in, right there. Got the avocado in there, and I'm going to do half of a banana. So real quick too, with your avocado, I just want to make sure you know that this leftover part, what you can do is you can take the pit out and then take it out of the skin and put it in a plastic bag and freeze it. Just like you do bananas that are starting to go bad. So that way you don't waste an avocado, which are now like $1.99 for 1 avocado. It's crazy. And then all you're gonna use the avocado for is for your smoothies, because the blender is gonna blend it nicely if you have a pretty good blender. So next, my banana, I'm gonna do half a banana. And I just happen to keep those in my freezer.
Oh.
Yep, so these are ready to go. I'm gonna put a little bit more than half. Half a banana, not much. But both of those items are gonna give you some nice creaminess. Okay, next, you see is 1 heaping tablespoon of a superfood greens powder. Okay. So I've got a couple that are well worth purchasing. This is for energy. This is to start your day off with just amazing amount of energy. These come from the sea. They're like seaweed, algae types of things. And I know it might sound gross, but you won't even taste it. I promise you won't taste it. But I've got spirulina is one of the first things that you can do. I'm gonna do probably, let's see, I'll do it, even I know it says 1 tablespoon. But we also have a greens powder. You can get it at Whole Foods typically. This one, it just happens to be Crystal Star. And it says Energy Green Renewal Drink Mix. And it has items like barley grass and spirulina, which basically that's all this is. This is just spirulina. We've got seaweed and apple pectin, which is good fiber. So actually I'll do a tablespoon of this. You know what, I'm gonna do a little bit less because I will tell you guys, because it's 6:50, almost 7, I've tried it before. When I drink this too late in the day, I will be up. I'm talking about amazing amount of energy. So I might save this until tomorrow. Now that I might try it and then save it until tomorrow. But you know, the goal of weight loss, the goal of being healthy is to maintain your energy levels. And the big part of how to do it is by using your food and knowing what foods are going to give you energy and eating them at the right time. So low carb is a strategy when it comes to fat loss and managing your blood sugar levels, but so is adding lots of nutrients that can give you energy. So let me grab my tablespoon. So, okay, and I measure everything. I'm not that good of a cook yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 teaspoon, a little bit less than what it says. So that's the Superfood Greens powder. Okay. And then next we have 1 tablespoon of raw honey or agave nectar. Okay, so my honey, basically I've just got 100% honey, it's just try to get raw and organic if you can find it. So this one you may want to decrease just a little bit, because remember, 1 tablespoon, I decided to make the whole 2 servings. This is basically 1 tablespoon might sound like a lot, but it's supposed to be split among 2 to 3 glasses. Okay, so it's not like you're eating 1 whole tablespoon of honey in 1 serving. Okay, so that's gonna add some good sweetness to it, but not, and it's natural sugar. Okay, bee pollen might be like, hey, I don't know, where do you get bee pollen? Okay, so bee pollen, this is what it looks like. You guys have probably seen it. I'm trying to get a little closer. It looks like little balls of yellow, let's see. Yeah, balls of yellow whatevers, I don't know. But bee pollen is especially great for this time of the year when it comes to allergies. The only thing about bee pollen and also, what's called bee pollen? There's bee pollen and, royal jelly. Those come from the bees best to get it from bees that are local to your region. But the key here though, in using bee pollen, great for energy. I'm gonna do, it says 1 tablespoon, I'm gonna do just a little bit less. But if you get ahead of the game with your allergies, then meaning you start taking bee pollen and royal jelly like December, January, February, you can have a very good positive effect on minimizing some of the symptoms of allergies. It really does work, but most people forget and they don't do it ahead of time. But I just want to let you know that's the power of bee pollen. Next is a tablespoon of raw cacao powder. And I will tell you, like almost all of these things you can get at Walmart. So this raw cacao powder, and this one, what's the difference between cacao and cocoa? Not much. I think the most important thing is cacao is a less processed version of cocoa, and it is a bitter chocolate. Okay, cacao has, basically it's just organic cacao powder. And so we're gonna go in here and take Again, I'm kind of making everything 1 teaspoon instead of one tablespoon. I just decided. I keep changing up my mind, but it's still going to taste great. Okay, next, tablespoon of maca powder. Talk about energy, you guys. This is what I'm telling you. We've got another energy type of powder. And so you may not be used to the terminology or the words here, but once you get and invest in maybe just one, like the packet, right? So I have a little packet of maca powder. I've got the packet of raw cacao powder. You know, avocados, you can buy that. Peanut butter, well, we're not doing almond butter. I just wanted to show you how to make almond milk. But when you buy it once, I mean, you can make 2, 3, 4 dozen smoothies. So it is worth the investment. I don't want you to be like, well, where do I get that? Or where do I get that? I would love for you to try it, you know, once and see what you think. But maca powder, again, as it says on the supports healthy energy and vitality. And so it comes from the ancient, I guess, Amazon. It's been around forever. We're going to go ahead and do a teaspoon. Okay, add that into the smoothie, to the blender. But I might do another session on maca powder. But maca powder also is great for men and women alike, but it's called an adaptogen. And what an adaptogen does, an adaptogen is like an herb, like a powder, or you can actually get the root in some places. But an adaptogen, what it does is whenever you're if you're really anxious and hyperactive, anything that is classified as an adaptogen is going to bring your energy levels down to the center, like it's going to balance you out. That same adaptogen is going to bring your energy up if you're feeling lethargic, tired, and depressed. So it just, when it gets into the body, it knows what to do depending on where you are. So an adaptogen is great. Maca powder is one. And also maca powder is actually great for women's reproductive and men's. So don't not use it, but there's a lot of great research on this as well. What does it taste like? It just kind of has like mute you here. Okay, thank you. Maca powder. Just a couple more things, and then we're gonna blend. Chia seeds, tablespoon of chia seeds or hemp seed protein powder. You guys have all heard chia seeds. It's a very common, great food to put into your smoothie or salad, whatnot. But chia seeds have a great amount, of healthy fat. And it has a good amount of fiber for the amount of, it has more fiber that makes up your carbs. So if you've ever used chia seeds before, go ahead and do the Go ahead and mute. I'm going to mute you out right there. Okay. Chia seeds are going to become gelatinous when they're put into water. So I'm going to put a teaspoon in, even though it says a tablespoon, I'm going to put a teaspoon in. And if you were to just put chia seeds in a cup of water and stir it up in about 1 to 2 minutes, it'll become very thick and, like I said, gelatinous. And that is just it absorbing the water. And so chia seeds are, and that's the fiber that is great. That's what fiber does. When we eat fiber, it adds bulk to our stools. I know it sounds weird, but it's great. And they're wonderful for us to include even in small amounts. Okay, and last but not least, we've got this brewing in here, is a cup of ice if you want. Okay, so I really like my smoothies nice and frosty. So I'm just gonna go on over to my little ice maker over here, get a little bit of ice, not much, probably, it says a cup. I usually do maybe like a quarter of a cup, maybe half a cup. All right, so basically I've got everything in here. And the instructions are just to blend all the ingredients together and drink immediately. If you don't drink immediately, then what you're gonna wanna do is save it in the refrigerator. I would say probably not the freezer. Like if I was to save it until overnight, only just 1 day. I would make it, I would not eat it after, this is me and that's a preference, but the nutrients tend to get lost after about that, 24 hours. And I really just like the texture of a frosty smoothie. And so basically I'm gonna go on over here and blend it real quick. Takes probably about 45 seconds. Notice we didn't put any fruit in there other than we did put half a banana and half of an avocado. And for those of you that want to split hairs, avocado is actually a fruit. So we're gonna go on over here. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the share and just kind of show you. I know, okay, those of you might think it might look gross, but I use mason jars a lot for my burrito in a jar, which we might do that on another call. Great for preparing ahead of time, but I use mason jars for a lot of things. But once I do the blend, just pour it in here. Now it's brown, so you might be like, ew, that's gross. But I guarantee when you try it, well, I'll just say most people like it. Okay, I know not everyone's taste buds are slightly different, but this is like my smoothie cabinet over here. Got all kinds of stuff. Got my straw, right? And we're ready to go. So this is the Foodmatters Superfood Smoothie that is slightly different from maybe what you're used to, right? We're used to the most basic smoothie is, you know, frozen strawberries, frozen mango, you know, we've got a banana in there, maybe a couple leaves of spinach. I didn't put any spinach in this, no greens, other than, remember I put in there the powder, the green superfood powder. That pretty much took the place of the greens. And then there's also a lot of people that don't, you know, they get weirded out by having leafy greens if they're not used to it. But I think it's important to mix up your smoothies. And that's why I wanted to do this. I want you to see how you feel if you decide to make it. And you also learn how to make your own almond milk or nut milk using almond butter. That's the other thing. And I think that's it. Let's see how it tastes. To me, it's perfect every time. I love it. And I will be drinking all of this right now. So let me see. I know it's 7:03. Let's see what, yeah, so okay, just had a couple of notes here. Someone ditto, Pamela loves her Vitamix. It is worth the investment. Thank you. And please share the brand of spirulina. I will. This one I got at, I kind of just happened to cross by, but Rosewood Market. But I think the most important thing is really to look at the ingredients and just make sure, you know, all it says is spirulina. But I'm going to go ahead and show you again. It's called it's probably backwards, you guys, sorry, but Pure Planet Spirulina. Okay. And as I see, it says Nature's Perfect Vitamin. It says it's vegan protein because spirulina has a good amount of plant-based protein in it. It's just, shoot, we just didn't know about it. I didn't know what spirulina was, more or less did I use it. But as I started to learn about how food can be our medicine, this is outside of calories. We're not even talking about calories or portion size or anything like that. I'm saying use your food to help your health and to help speed up fat loss, in addition to following, you know, the meal plans. That's good too. But there's so many nutrients that we are not getting because we don't vary our diet. But spirulina is just too easy. You know, now that we know, try it. Now that we know better, we can do better. So yeah, that's the brand. It's called Pure Planet Spirulina. And then the other kind of blend, this one I know you can get on Amazon, but the Crystal Star. Crystal Star is a great company that has very good, high quality, responsible products. This is the blend of greens: barley grass, spirulina, seaweed. What else does it have in it? I personally don't taste any of that, but if your taste buds aren't used to it, you might taste a little bit of it. But with the cacao and the honey and the banana, all of those things are typically masked in flavor. So this also has wheat germ in it. It's got flax powder in it, burdock root, dandelion. It does have royal jelly. This thing's the bomb, actually, because all of those things I mean, you're talking about, this is some good stuff. And it's not I'm not like a distributor of it. I wish I was, but I mean, this stuff is great. Now, the other way to use this is just a morning drink. In the morning, you can just do like 8 ounces of water, put a tablespoon of this energy green drink blend, stir it up. Now, that one's not as fun tasting. I mean, even to me. It calls for a tablespoon of greens powder for 8 ounces. And, just kind of like just stir it and down it. And it will give you the same great energy for the day. I just like putting it in the smoothie because it just tastes better. Great way to start the day, though. Okay. So any other questions? You guys learned some new stuff? Yeah. Good. Hi, Crystal. I see you down there. Thank you for joining. Let's see. I don't think we have any other questions. So I think that is it. Okay.
The Macau, is it the maca powder? Where would you find that?
That's this one. Yeah, yes. This one, I'm almost positive you could, I would guess you could probably get it from Walmart or Kroger or Publix, but I know for sure your Whole Foods, probably Trader Joe's, Earth Fare, Garner's Natural Life. That's mostly the things on the northeast side. Rosewood Market is more obviously in Rosewood area, and then Lexington has a health food store called 14 Karat. But Fresh Market, some Fresh Markets also have maca powder as well, and then you can get it on Amazon too. But it just takes a little bit. Just a teaspoon is what it calls for one serving, even though the recipe calls for a tablespoon. Remember, that's for 2 to 3 glasses of this particular smoothie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. Thank you for that. Let's see. Any other questions? Oh, this is good. Mm-hmm. All right. How about suggestions for any other like kind of food demo prep class?
Let's try the burrito in a jar.
Burrito in a jar. That's perfect.
Okay.
Because I will do that on the next one, but I'll also have another a topic as well to help keep you guys going and stay motivated and really learn again how to use food in this journey outside of calories and low carb and things like that. That strategy is good, but we're gonna like ramp up on that knowledge so that we know what all of the items we have to choose from. There's so many things, again, which I just didn't know. And that's my goal, is to share it with you so that you guys can try and, try to overcome the cravings, overcome the fatigue or that 3-4 p.m. slump. Always the reason we have that is because we look back. Like, let's just say you have that 3 or 4 p.m. slump. If you tell me what you ate or didn't eat the 12 hours before, I can tell you exactly what you need to do to prevent that craving or that slump the next day. Okay. And also we've got to look at your sleep too, right? If you aren't sleeping, or you only had like 3 to 4 hours, or was restless sleep, and you have that the cravings or the slump in the afternoon, 9 times out of 10, that's what it is as well. But we can always, we talked about this last time, deconstruct your cravings, figure out what is it that I needed to do differently, what can I do differently? And this smoothie is a great start. Get some energy in the beginning of the day to put yourself ahead of the game so that you don't have to catch up. You're already just have a head start. So good. So we got Pamela says, blueberries and smoothies. Those are great. I don't know if it would taste right in this smoothie, but that's very common. Blueberries and any type of berry is great to add into your smoothie because there are low sugar fruits. Okay. When you add too many exotic fruits banana, we just put half a banana, but when you add banana plus pineapple plus oranges or apples and mango and these different high sugar fruits, it really does tip that smoothie over into being more of a high carb smoothie and not, there's great nutrients to it, but then it's a little bit higher on the carb side. So great. Yeah, blueberries are wonderful. And it's about to be berry season. So I'm super excited because I really don't eat berries unless they're frozen from the summertime, until the next summertime, or, whenever the berry season starts. So I'm excited about that. And Crystal is saying, yeah, she's been doing the meal preps and she loves it. Good. That's what keeps you on track. It really does. And you might not get it every single week, but I guarantee when you do get that meal prep down, even a couple things here and there, I mean, your week just goes a lot smoother. You're less likely to stop off at, what 7-Eleven, what do they have? 7-Eleven or the, the different marts and the gas stations and stuff. Cool. All right. Let's see. I think that's it. It's 7-Eleven. We got burrito in a jar up next. You guys are really going to love that one. And like I said, great for preparing 2 or 3 burritos in a jar for the week. There's just a certain way to layer it that we're going to talk about. It is really good too. I'm going to show you how to make your own dressing as well in our in your blender too. It's so easy. Dairy free. You make a dairy free. We make a dairy free ranch dressing. It's really good. We're going to use a lot of spices on that, but still keeping it very simple. So that is it. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you try the Foodmatters Superfood Smoothie at some point, maybe in the next several weeks, because I know you got to look for some of those ingredients. But if you have any questions, definitely let me know, and I can help you out from there. Okay? All right. Remember to email. Oh, remember, yes, to email. I will do it right now. Right as we get off, I'm going to email you guys that smoothie recipe so that you have it, and definitely try it. Let me know how it goes. Okay, dokie. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful rest of the evening, wonderful week, and stay at it. Keep that forward momentum because it is going to pay off. I promise. Okay. All right. Have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.